I'm Ishani. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you're coming from Ardyth's channel, welcome, and I hope you like my ideas. And today we would want you to shop your stash and stop buying dyes. I love purses, I love bags, and I have many in different textures, colors, sizes to match all my outfits. And I am an Indian. You know the kind of outfits we wear. And when I see some beautiful dyes by different companies where they have lovely purse dyes, I almost want to buy them. But then I go and shop my stash. So what does a clutch or a purse card have essentially? It has beautiful edges, a lovely detailed cloth for texture. And so I looked into my stash for things that resembled a structured purse. And I got some rectangles and circles, ovals and beautiful shapes that I actually had in my stash and have only used them for my backgrounds for cards. But why not make purse with these? I plan to show you how you can use your stash of dies, simple frame dies, and create your own purses and clutches for your cards. By the end of this video, I hope you can look at your stash and also you can check out your clutches, purses, or your friends or your daughter's purses and create something which is quite similar to theirs. For the paper, which is going to be my fabric of the purse, I am going to give them texture with embossing folder. But you can also use pattern paper for giving the design that you want in your purse. I am not choosing pattern paper today, but you can surely do that. Let's go ahead and see how we can make the first card. So I have this fancy frame, which I think I have just used twice or thrice for my cards, and it's a very old frame, and it is almost the size of an A2 card. Now look at the design. I think this design that it has, it absolutely matches like how we have the kiss lock, and I love those purses which have those kiss locks, the clutches with them, and I'm going to do the same. The versatility of this die is that you can use it lengthwise or the widthwise, and it will give you different sizes of purse. So I am going to first die cut a black colored cardstock, and I'm going to use just the width of it to make a small clutch. I will also die cut a gold mirror cardstock because I want it to be the frame, which is like, you know, the frame of the kissing frame. The frame of the kissing frame. Anyway, so we'll die cut a gold mirror cardstock with this frame as well. So as I cut my gold mirror cardstock with the frame die, I want to leave a little space of the paper because I am going to die cut it again, just moving it a little downwards. So now I have something which is just in the same shape, but a smaller side of the die cut. So basically you die cut the same side twice to create the whole frilly design for as my border of the card. Although I don't have a quilted bag, I want to create a quilted design, and I have this 3D tufted embossing folder by Spellbinders, and this will create beautiful tufts for my purse. Also the rhombus that it creates is just the right size for an A2 size card, so I'm sure you will like it. I try to put my die cut piece in a way that the tufts come similarly on both the sides, like, you know, they're equidistant. And here is my beautiful fabric ready for the purse. Now with the fabric ready and the frame ready, I think it's almost done. It just needs to be trimmed from below. Well, on the second thought, I could have actually, before embossing, die cut my below part of the purse with the curved die. But now I don't want to put it again in die cutting machine because I have the texture. So I just chop it off with my guillotine trimmer, and to round off the edges, I just use some scissors to match that point that the die has, like, you know, the midpoint of the die. Our purse is almost ready. I adhere the golden upper kiss lock attachment, the frame, and to finish it off, I do not have the, like, you know, I could actually cut small gold round pieces, but I thought, why not add a pearl? I love pearls, and it matches the tufts, right? So I add a little pearl for my locking mechanism. And for my card base, I have a top folding white cardstock, and I have chosen a pretty pattern paper. Now this is a very simple design. If you have floral stamps, you can just do repetitive stamping and get the same result. Or you can do some stripes. I want to create a neutral card because the black purse needs to have a little, like, I'm thinking of an outfit. If I want to pair my purse with an outfit, what will I be wearing? So I need to have a little black in my outfit. So this, just imagine, like, this is a floral dress that I'm wearing and the clutch is what I'm going to carry. For the sentiment, I do this beautiful, easy, quick way to create sentiments, especially when you want something which is not available in a stamp form. So I have this label maker and I type whatever I want to write for my card. Hey, gorgeous for this one, and print it. And inside I have a clear tape. So next time when you are going for shopping, maybe you can get a clear tape for your label maker and insert that for creating beautiful, quick sentiments. And I'm going to mount this sticker on a gold mirror cardstock. Now this matches my the upper locking mechanism of the purse. To assemble the card, I foam mount my panel and adhere my purse over it. And well, what I told about the dress, this is how I actually thought about my cards. When I thought of my background, I thought, how am I going to pair it if I have it in real life? So this purse, it's exactly right, the same thought. And the next purse also, I have the same thought. I really loved the way this came about and I hope you liked it too. Also, can I please invite you to join me for my card making workshops? I'm an Altenew Educator and once a month I take free workshops on Zoom. And if you're somebody who's new, who wants to learn from somebody in person and is looking for more ideas to use their stash, I invite you. Please email me at ishani.crafts@gmail.com and I hope you will join me for my next workshop. All the details are on my blog and the blog's link is in the description below. So for the next card, again, I have gone for some neutral tones and I have taken this flesh beige cardstock and I'm going to die cut it with the 4-inch circle die. You can use a bigger circle, it depends on you. After I've die cut a circle, I'm going to give it a weave texture, for which I have taken an embossing folder by Altenew Wicked Texture. And before I emboss the pattern on my paper, I'm going to add this sand dunes color, which is a little darker than my cardstock. This will add more depth to the wells of the embossed pattern. So I am applying it on the upper lid of the embossing folder, which has this Altenew Wicked Texture written. So when I emboss it, the wells will get the color and it will become darker. And then I emboss my circle and I've got this beautiful texture where I'm going to give all the mountains that I have a little more highlight by adding white pigment ink on the surface. So all the weave which is embossed up will get this white detail. You can leave it, but it also creates more interest and dimension. So now next I want to add a zipper to my clutch. I have this interesting die, I don't know what to call it, but this half circle with these cross, this is a very old die and when I saw it I thought this would really look good as a zipper. And I have just die cut the same cardstock that I have used for my circle and the pattern that I get it will be used as a zipper and I'm going to add it behind my textured circle. So if you use the same embossing folder, you will realize that this texture, this wicker texture, has warps and wefts. So warps are the one which run longitudinally and wefts are the one which are side by side. I mean, you will see that there is one side gives you more length and the other one gives you it shortens your circle. So I'm going to fold my paper in a way that the weft is horizontal. So actually the weft is the one which is a continuous line. Anyway, I found out about it through internet because I just could not find out the words, how to explain what I'm doing. So then I fold it upwards. I'm not dividing my circle in exact half. I want more than half of the circle. And actually I could just use the die which I had, but I did not want the zipper all over. So I think this works. I then take my zipper part of the die cut and apply glue, and I apply it behind my embossed weaved cloth. And now that I already told you I love that kiss frame, I add 2 pearls because I realized, like, how can I have a kiss frame without 2 of those small blobs? So now I planned how do I make my background, and I thought of how do I pair my sling. I usually do it with jeans. So I've got this cardstock which looks like jeans, and I am just going to have it as my background. I had it for, I think this is one of my oldest pattern papers. It's been 8-9 years and probably it was waiting for this card. Finally I chopped it out. And to make my card more interesting, I'm going to add some flowers. So a few days back I made a card with the zero waste 3D floral cover die. That card is on my Instagram, you can check that. And I have so many flowers left out from there. I thought they will be perfect addition for this card. Actually, I initially thought I could have these flowers on my textured purse itself, but then I planned to add it behind my purse to just have a little floral arrangement to make my card a little more girly. And for the sentiment, I have this XOXO Hugs and Kisses by Lawn Fawn. And when I was about to place it, I realized my gold cut XOXO over the gold leaf doesn't really stand out. So I went around and rearranged my flowers so that the X which is coming onto the golden leaf has a little color behind it so that it's more visible. And now I think it looks better. I actually increased another flower and a white flower, a little peach flower, and I think this is a beautiful combination. I hope you liked it too, and will give your dies a try and make something creative without having specialty dies. And here are my 2 quick cards. Did not take much long. It's just a little bit of thinking that you have to do prior to making these cards. And to end this video, I have a very quick gift card holder which I thought of making while I was making the black purse card, because I wanted the black to be a little metallic or like have some sheen, and I did not have a black paper like that, but I have a yellow paper which has a metallic sheen. And I have these dies which I thought would look beautiful for the border of my purse, but I think I even tried to get a gold border, but it'll look too bling for my taste, so I did not go ahead. Instead, what I did was I embossed the pattern which we had on our first card on a metallic yellow cardstock, and I added this small little rectangle as the handle for my purse. So now I have a very sweet bag which has a golden handle, and I am going to make it a gift card holder, for which, how do we have some beautiful lining inside our purses? So I got a paper which had this beautiful pattern which could absolutely look like a lovely lining inside the purse, and I fold it on the 2 sides and make it just a little smaller than one side of my card. And I'm going to add some glue onto the sides and to the end of it, one of the sides, and create a little pocket inside my card, which was going to be perfect for adding a gift card. And if you don't want to add a gift card, you could just have it as a gift tag and write something inside and put it over a gift. So this is like a cute way to use your scraps. I add this little pocket and let it dry. And to finish my card, I thought maybe I can add something extra to the front of my purse. I had these bow dies. One is from Spellbinders, one is from Crafty Meraki, and I have this dark red cardstock. And I thought that this Spellbinders bow would look good. It also actually has this paper peeping out of the die. I thought I'll add a little darker color. This is grapevine, or I think crimson, which I've added just to the corners of my bows to add a little more dimension to it. And you can actually just take a ribbon and tie onto the handle. That would look beautiful, a glossy satin ribbon. It came, it is an afterthought. I think it would have looked better than just a paper bow. I add it on to one side of my bag, and yes, I have a quick gift tag holder ready, which can be used as a gift tag or probably just as a card with the gift card inside. And you can go ahead and start thinking about all the other possibilities your embossing folders and your dies could present. Thank you so much for stopping by. I had a great time creating these cards and I hope you liked it too. If you loved my work, I would request you to subscribe and check out my blog for my workshops. I would love to have you there. Thank you so much once again. Happy crafting. Bye-bye.